In a night filled with lights, screams, and unforgettable memories, no one expected that Bang Si-hyuk, the man behind the BTS empire, would become the most emotional person in the room. But when Jin, the eldest member of BTS, launched into a euphoric and soul-pounding performance of Dynamite during his Run Seokjin EP tour stop at the O2 Arena in London, cameras caught what fans are now calling the most vulnerable moment of Bang PD's life. Dressed in a casually chic Gucci outfit that somehow made him look like both a superstar and the boy next door, Jin stepped onto the stage not just to perform, but to ignite. And as the opening beat of Dynamite dropped, one of BTS's most iconic global hits, every ARMY in the stadium stood up in unison, voices trembling with emotion. But it wasn't just the fans singing along this time. From the VIP booth, Bang Si-hyuk was seen mouthing every word, his expression a mix of pride, disbelief, and what some say looked very close to grief. Fans watching the live stream and those present at the venue began sharing clips of Bang PD wiping his eyes, clutching the barricade, and even momentarily turning away from the stage. The man known as a calculated visionary, a business mogul, and the mastermind behind K-pop's greatest export had been broken down, not by pressure, but by the voice of the artist he first believed in. Was it the memory of Jin's military enlistment? The weight of seeing him stand alone, no longer as one of 7 but as a soloist carrying the legacy of an entire generation? Or was it the realization that this might be the moment BTS's solo era hit a peak he never prepared for emotionally? Social media exploded with reactions. Some fans speculate that the performance symbolized not just nostalgia, but redemption. Jin didn't just sing Dynamite. He owned it, bending every note with a maturity that only years, heartbreak, and resilience could build. And Bang PD felt it all. This wasn't just a concert. It was a full-circle moment, a reminder that behind the billion-dollar industry and the global headlines lies a deep human story of a young man who once stood in a cramped audition room and the producer who said yes. And in that electric London night, amidst the sea of purple lights and trembling voices, that producer broke. As the O2 Arena roared with thousands of voices in unison, and Seokjin stood center stage singing Spring Day, eyes turned not just to the idol who had returned after military service, but to a familiar figure spotted backstage, Bang Si-hyuk, founder of HYB. His face was damp with tears. His hands trembled as he gripped the rail. And in that one fleeting moment, what the cameras captured wasn't a CEO or a businessman, but a father figure overcome by the emotional magnitude of seeing Jin soar alone. Jin's performance of iconic BTS tracks, Dynamite, Butter, Microcosmos, and especially Spring Day, was already a heart-stopping moment for fans. But it was Bang PD's raw reaction that took the narrative even deeper. Fans watching the live stream and those in the arena reported seeing Bang Si-hyuk mouthing every lyric. During Microcosmos, he was seen wiping his eyes, nodding along, as if remembering every small step Jin had taken in the past decade. What made it even more emotional was the fact that Bang Si-hyuk has rarely shown up to solo concerts. His presence here wasn't just professional, it was deeply personal. Jin, who had once trained under Bang, grown under his guidance, and flourished into a soloist during his enlistment and beyond, was now standing tall, his voice echoing through London skies, carried by the voices of thousands of armies. That moment during Spring Day, it broke me, one fan tweeted. Bang PD looked like a proud father letting go. There were rumors that Bang Si-hyuk had personally rearranged part of the setlist, insisting Jin sing Microcosmos because it best represented the message BTS always carried, that no one shines alone, and even the smallest star matters. If true, it would be the first time Bang PD intervened in a solo concert, and what a powerful moment it created. Industry insiders say Bang Si-hyuk had been deeply involved in supporting Jin's emotional preparation for this concert. From the stage lighting to the live band behind Butter, every detail felt handpicked, almost as though this wasn't just a concert. It was a love letter to Jin's journey. The arena wasn't the only one echoing with emotion. Social media exploded with clips of Bang PD holding his heart during Dynamite, closing his eyes during Butter, and standing still as if in reverence during Spring Day. This was more than business for him. One HYB staffer admitted anonymously, it was love, pure love. In an age where K-pop is often seen as industry over heart, this moment reminded the world that real bonds exist behind the glitz. And as Bang Si-hyuk walked out of the arena after the final encore, his eyes red, his hands still clapping, he left one impression in the minds of all who saw him. This wasn't just a concert. It was a farewell, a passing of the torch. A declaration that Kim Seokjin, the worldwide handsome, was no longer just a member of BTS. He had become something even more powerful, his own legend. It was supposed to be another milestone in Jin's solo journey, a triumphant moment at the O2 Arena in London as part of his Run Seokjin EP tour. But when the instrumental notes of Dynamite began playing during the soundcheck, something shifted. Fans sang along with unexpected intensity, and those in the inner circle knew this wasn't just a concert. This was a message. This was a moment that would reverberate throughout HYB headquarters. And at the center of that ripple, band Si-hyuk himself. While Jin's performance of The Astronaut and tracks from his solo discography were anticipated and celebrated, what stunned everyone, especially industry insiders, was his decision to perform not one, but 4 emotionally charged BTS songs: Dynamite, Butter, Microcosmos, and Spring Day. These are not just hits, they are anthems of unity, nostalgia, resilience, and dreams. And Jin, standing alone yet representing 7, chose them carefully, deliberately, powerfully. Backstage sources confirm that Bang Si-hyuk, the founder of Big Hit and the man who has known Jin from the earliest days of BTS, was watching a live feed of the performance from a secured viewing room in Seoul. As Spring Day echoed through the O2 Arena, a staff member reportedly noticed tears rolling down Bang's face. He said nothing, just sat there, still, emotional, overwhelmed. Why the tears? Why the silence? Because Jin broke the unspoken boundary. Ever since BTS members began their solo projects, there has been tension behind closed doors over how much of their group identity should bleed into their individual branding. HYB's marketing strategy encouraged separation, individual flowers from the same garden, as one executive put it. But Jin, with one setlist, seemed to rebel against that narrative. He reminded the world that BTS, even in solo chapters, is still one story. Fans took to X, formerly Twitter, immediately, creating hashtags like #JinOT7Forever, #BangPDWatching, and #SeokjinSpringDay to express their emotions. Some even speculated that Jin's bold song choices were a direct message, not just to fans, but to HYB leadership. He sang Microcosmos like a promise and Spring Day like a goodbye. One army posted, "Bang PD must be shattered." What makes this even more dramatic is that these songs were never listed on the original setlist, according to leaked rehearsals, which means Jin added them last minute. Why? Was it planned as a tribute to the members? Was it rebellion? A goodbye? Or all of the above? Bang Si-hyuk has yet to make a public comment. But insiders say there was a tense atmosphere in the building after the performance ended. One staffer whispered, he wasn't angry, just quiet, like something inside him cracked. As the lights dimmed and Jin waved his final goodbye in London, it was clear. This wasn't just another tour stop. It was a declaration, a reckoning, a deeply emotional love letter to BTS, to ARMYs, and perhaps even to a past that Bang Si-hyuk has tried to move beyond, but Jin refused to let go of.